The next build in my USS Enterprise project, the 1968 USS Enterprise in 1 to 720 and all the aircraft that flew off of her in 1 to 72, will be the C-1A Trader COD carrier on deck. And to accomplish that, I'll be using a combination of the Hasegawa kit US-2 tracker as well as quick boost aftermarket engines made specifically for that kit, as well as these Black Dog aftermarket folding wings detail set, again made for that kit. I think I had mentioned before that I intended to use this Falcon conversion kit, but as you'll shortly see, it turns out I don't have to, as this Hasegawa kit comes with resin plugs to accommodate the differences between the tracker and the trader. So since this is kind of a complicated build in that I'm going to be doing some stuff I've never done before, like folding the wings, etc., and because I'm backdating or updating that tracker, I was a little intimidated by the amount of scratch building, and I kind of only get one shot at this, so I want to get it right. So as you may know, I subscribe to Fine Scale Modeler, and as I was paging through it, I came across this ad in the back for Glenn Hoover model build instructions. I do the prep work for you, reorganize the model kit instructions, combine aftermarket part instructions. So I went out to his website and took a look, and it turns out that Glenn is a modeler who's also a retired systems engineer who's written hundreds of user manuals, and he's combined those passions to create this company which actually creates instructions for building scale models. And I happened to notice that he had actually done the instructions for an SF2 tracker, although in 1 to 48. So I reached out to him to see if he could create the instructions for my build here. We exchanged emails, and as it turns out, basically what he does is buys the kits, including any aftermarket kits, builds the kit, and then writes the book as he builds the kit. Well, obviously, I want to build the kits. So what he said was, since you're going to build these kits, we could do something a little different. He normally builds the kits to verify the accuracy, but you can send me the kits, and after writing the initial draft, he would send me a copy of it. I build it and then update the draft of the book as I go along and provide any feedback and whatever changes may be required to the book, and then he'll incorporate those changes and then publish the official book on his website, which sounded like a great idea to me. So I sent him the kits, references, and so sure enough, he put together and sent me this PDF copy of this book, and it's a modeler's dream. As you can see, he provides a history of the model, of the aircraft, scans in all these photos of the parts, talks about what parts you don't need to use, things of that nature, and then step-by-step instructions. Again, here's those resin parts. So, the first thing he said is, I don't think you need to use that Falcon kit because of those resin parts. And I don't know, I think I've told you before that I am a senior IT project manager, and I work for a Fortune 5 company, and I manage, extremely complex IT projects, and plan all that work. So this is so totally up my alley. I mean, look at that, a flow chart of, what you need to do. And then he also provides this list of tools that you might need, where you might, get them, things of that nature. Just incredible. And I actually went through that list and bought some of the tools. And then he provides a list of all the paints that you're going to need. Now, he uses Tamiya. I'm going to be using enamels, so it'll be a little different there. But just absolutely incredible. And then here you go, step-by-step instructions. And then what he does is he calls out where things need to be changed to do the trader. So for instance, he provides this template. He's like, just print that template out and lay it over the part. And he talks about, what you have to take away, and then carve those new openings using that template, and it gives me a template for both sides. And then again, just talks about what you need to do for the trader, as opposed to, if you're doing the trader, skip this step. So it's really instructions for both the tracker and the trader. And then here you can see those resin parts. And then, talks about what to do to put the folded wings in. And here, for instance, it may be tempting to cut along the seam on the underside, but it's my experience that cutting doesn't match the top seam exactly. So cut from the top. I mean, gives you, advice about, how to do this, and just fantastic. So, and then at the bottom here, let me scroll down, then gives, instructions on how to paint and how to put on the decals. And again, for both the tracker and then for the trader. And so basically what I'm going to do is kind of follow these instructions step by step, and then make any edits or changes as I go along, as I actually do the kit. And of course, I'll record everything and take a lot of pictures. And then what he does is down, so here he talks about the folding wings and so on, and how to deal with that. And then at the bottom here, he provides this section for final photos. So I'll take photos, I'll send all that back to him, and then he will finalize the book and put it out on his site for sale. I'll just say right now, the one thing I did see was that, and as I get into this, I'll show my references and how, but these pieces here, they need to go. They're not on the actual kit. So that's one thing I noticed right away as I was looking at the parts and then looking at these instructions. So I think this is going to be a really cool, kind of collaboration and something a little different. And I'm just really looking forward to digging into this and starting this kit. So I hope that will be something cool and different that, you guys will, find interesting and enjoy. So this is my kickoff video, and my next video will be starting this kit and digging in. So until then, thanks for watching and happy modeling.